Hello, Alabama. Analyst makes crazy prediction for who will win the SEC championship. And isn't it Alabama? How strange. Let's analyze this news, but first, subscribe to the channel for more news. Off-season predictions, that magical period when sports writers have poetic license to unleash their boldest ideas, without any risk of being confronted by the harsh reality of the field. And here comes Matt Hayes of USA Today Sports with his gem: Oklahoma will win the SEC in 2025. Yes, you heard that right. The team that finished 2-6 in the conference last year, lost to Navy in a bowl game, and is trying to find its way under Brent Venables is now tipped as the future champion of college football's most competitive league. Sure, why not? Hayes even tried to support his argument by talking about John Mateer, the quarterback transfer from Washington State who, yes, had good numbers last year. But let's face it, turning a good season in Pullman into an SEC title prediction seems like a bigger leap than any defense he might face in the coming months. The idea that Oklahoma will upset Alabama, Texas, and Georgia, teams steeped in tradition and excellence in the conference, sounds more like a Hollywood script than a serious analysis. And you know what? This prediction kind of does Alabama a favor. Because while the media is busy creating narratives about the next big SEC miracle, the Crimson Tide continues to do what they've always done: working hard, recruiting top talent, and, of course, winning games. Kalen DeBoer may not be Nick Saban yet, but he inherited a program that simply doesn't know how to stay out of title conversations. Saying that Alabama is ranked third in media predictions is almost an insult, or perhaps a disguised encouragement. The truth is, Alabama has all the makings of the SEC's true surprise in 2025, not Oklahoma. After all, when was the last time anyone underestimated the Tide and emerged unscathed? The team may be in transition, but that doesn't mean they're out of the running. On the contrary, this underdog status could be just the fuel needed to prove that the Tuscaloosa spirit is still alive and well. And if there's one thing we know about Alabama, it's that they thrive when we least expect it. The matchup against Oklahoma in November will undoubtedly be a good test. Bryant-Denny will be packed, as always, and the environment will be hostile for any visiting team, especially a team still trying to establish itself in the SEC. If Mateer truly is the transformative player Hayes believes him to be, he'll have to prove it on one of the most intimidating stages in the country. But let's be honest, even if Oklahoma pulls off an impressive victory there, it doesn't guarantee anything in terms of a championship. The SEC is long and brutal, and the Sooners still need to show they can compete consistently week after week. Meanwhile, Alabama remains Alabama. They may not be the overwhelming favorite this season, but that only makes the story more interesting. There's something special about seeing a team many consider in transition turn things around and remind everyone why their name is synonymous with success. And if there's one thing we've learned from college football, it's to never underestimate a giant, especially when they're ready to prove they still have a lot to offer. Ultimately, Hayes' prediction may turn out to be just another one of those wild ideas that emerge during the offseason and disappear as soon as the ball starts rolling. But for Alabama, it can be seen as a gift. Because while everyone's looking at Oklahoma, the Tide will continue doing what they've always done, playing high-quality football and, who knows, surprising everyone once again. Xavier Sabb is the kind of player who makes college coaches' eyes light up. When you hear the word athlete associated with a recruit, that already says a lot, but when it comes to someone like Sabb from Glassboro High School, we're talking about something even more special. He's not just a versatile player, he's a multitasking weapon who can change the dynamic of any team at multiple positions. And for those considering the future of college football, Sabb is a guy who will be valued for years to come: raw talent combined with adaptability. His recent designation as a 5-star recruit is not only a seal of prestige, but also a reflection of the impact he can make at the next level. Sabb has the ideal physique to compete in demanding positions like defensive back, running back, and even quarterback. Yes, you heard right, he's already proven he can lead his team as the man under the radar, distributing passes and making plays. That's an absolute rarity. Many college players take years to find their definitive position on the field, but with Saab, the challenge won't be finding a spot for him, it'll be choosing where he can do the most damage. The idea that Maryland is in contention for his commitment is intriguing. The Terrapins have worked hard to rebuild themselves on the national stage, and a recruit like Saab could be exactly the catalyst they need to make a quantum leap. However, it would be naive to think Maryland will have a clear path. Programs like Alabama, Michigan, and other giants will certainly be in the running. After all, when you have a player who can be molded to play virtually any position, it's hard to resist the temptation to place him in a system that maximizes his potential. And here comes an interesting point: Alabama. The Crimson Tide has always been known for its ability to attract the best talent in the country, especially at defensive positions. If there's one thing Kalen DeBoer and his staff understand well, it's how to turn versatile players into key players within a dominant tactical scheme. Imagine Saab as a cornerback at Alabama. His speed and predatory instincts could make him a lethal pass blocker. Or perhaps they see him as a running back capable of blowing up defenses with his lightning-fast runs. The possibilities are nearly endless, and that's what makes this story so exciting. Of course, we're still talking about a recruit from the class of 2027. It's too early to know where Saab will ultimately sign, and he seems comfortable taking his time to make the right choice. But one thing is certain: any program that manages to bring him into its ranks will be acquiring not just a player, but a strategic piece that could redefine its identity on the field. Xavier Saab isn't just a recruit, he's a prospect who could impact Bama. And regardless of where he ends up, his journey will be one of the most fascinating to follow in the coming years. Share your thoughts now.